People of the internet, Stavros is not holding back, and he is talking about the Rogansphere and comics that got involved in politics in a new way, and we're going to find out right meow.
And, listen, but the right-wing shit, like some of these comics are getting all right, and now they want to get shit on black people. I go, but we were hanging out with you.
Yeah, it's it's pathetic. I mean, it's like, careerist.
But my thing is, why are you going into the woods and shitting on black people?
Well, it goes back to what you're saying about like it's a lack of meritocracy. These people are not good, and they understand that like almost all these conservative figures started wanting to just be famous. Ben Shapiro wanted to be a fucking screenwriter. I mean, that's real. And all these people wanted to be famous, and they realized they don't have the goods. No. And so then they decide, oh, well, no one is catering to these fucking, and there's a lot of them. There's a lot of, there's
Fuentes,
him.
All of those guys look like they be pushed in the bushes at school.
Oh, I mean, those guys are just pathetic.
Like
I mean,
shut up, fucking McCaffrey.
It does get to a point where you're like, is this what happens when bullying doesn't happen? There's a little bit of that.
Bring it back.
But yeah, there's a whole type of the pure racism. Comics engaging with that. I'm done. Like I don't even want to discuss it with them because it's like once you engage, you're a fucking idiot. You're so stupid.
Yeah.
And it's like and this is the problem with comedy's gotten to the point. We'll move on because I hate talking about comedy, but it's like people don't care about being funny. They care about being successful and being rich. Yeah. And so a lot of them see it as a smart market play.
No doubt.
There's a big market to conservatives who want to shit on immigrants and shit on trans people.
Yeah.
So
there it is. He's basically describing everything happening in the Rogansphere. And he says they're fucking idiots. And it's a marketing move. Andrew Schultz is probably the most classic example of that. But if you haven't put any thought into what's happened in the Rogansphere, you dismissed me, you dismissed all the people in the comments saying all of this. Stavros is saying the same thing we have been saying this whole time. And now he's just like, I'm done with it. He's done with that Rogansphere bullshit. He's done with those comics. It'll be interesting because if you look at Joe Rogan's guest list, it's absolutely boring. And I think Ben and Matt Damon, I mean, if you found that interesting, but I think that was just part of their promotional tour. But outside of that, it's all these conservative guys. It's just the rotation of comics. People are starting to distance themselves. And you know what it is because the more the chaos is happening in America, the more these riots and ICE and all them are doing the things they're doing to people, the more of these foreign wars, the more people start hating Trump. And plus, the Epstein files, right? The louder and louder that gets, the more and more people get upset and the more they blame the Rogansphere. And you're going to start seeing this fallout. I know a lot of people, like to come in here and say we're crazy, we're obsessed. Not really. We're just standing up for our people in our country. It's got beyond, subjectivity of comedy. And look, you could say a lot of things about me, but I bring you the clip and it all turns out true. Brendan Schaub confirmed also. Brendan Schaub confirmed that Joe Rogan was in fact in the Epstein files, and Joe told him the story about that. It's on his podcast. They always put the proof, but just saying, these things are happening and you need to pay attention and you need to see why people are starting to distance themselves from this horseshit. Because it's terrible for the progress of humanity. One person put it in my comments, it's just unscientific to be racist.
Well, and I don't have the jokes to just be funny, right. So why don't I make that pivot?
Yeah.
And the same guys who were sucking Trump off, maybe they weren't huge supporters of his politics, but they saw it as an opportunity to court his fan base, and they put that over. It's so pathetic to be a freedom of speech guy and then be like, well, I support Trump. It's like, are you a fucking moron?
Yeah.
Just because you'll be able to say the N-word and you'll be able to say, like, he's talking about jailing journalists. That's not freedom. We don't matter. Yeah. Comedians really think we matter.
Yeah.
And we don't at all. We don't matter at all.
It's
dude.
true.
It's like
true.
journalism matters so much more. And like, look what's happening in fucking CBS, where it's like it's just that dumb bitch Barry Weiss is just basically doing Trump's.
Yeah.
It's just become an arm of the Trump propaganda. But it's fucking pathetic. And
I think it's gonna crash.
But
I do. It's gonna fall within.
We started plugging your special and talked about how bad
Rebel
comedy is.
There it is, folks. We are seeing the fallout. We are seeing people distance. And I told you this. I said a couple videos ago. It's funny. As the weeks go by, more and more people are talking about it. Every day people are posting their feelings about it on social media and TikToks and Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts. Stavros says he's done with it. He's done with them. I mean, he got a nice Sirius XM deal, him and Charlemagne, and he's probably doing pretty good. If Charlemagne got 200 million, I'm sure he got a few million, right? But even though he's comfortable and he can do what he wants and he can ignore the press because he or the backlash of the internet or people, he's still staying true to his word. He's standing up for his beliefs, and that led him to distancing himself from the Rogansphere, which is a good thing, which is a tremendous thing. Because they're just digging their own grave. And Rogan, and the funny thing about Rogan is he's standing by this. He's still playing the game, but he doesn't realize he hasn't seen all those people that have been loyal to Trump. Trump just let him get put into jail. Trump let him take the fall. Trump distances himself from you, and then Trump just says you're useless, and he tosses you out. It's going to happen to Joe Rogan too. And then he's going to try and come and crawl back to the listeners, to the viewers, and be like, I didn't know. There were a lot of times where you could have stood up and say you didn't know, or, oh, this went south. But you waited till it went south for you, and the position no longer benefited you until you came back to the people who made you popular in the first place, the people that have to suffer the consequences of this regime in charge of America. People don't forget, Joe. Stavi's done with it. I mean, if anybody is saying, I'm done with you, Stavi. I mean, Stavi's just a nice, likable guy. He's friendly with everybody. He doesn't go too extreme. You may not like him because he's not your political belief, but Stavi's generally one of those guys in every friend group or every job place. If you piss that guy off, you should know you fucked up. And you pissed off Stavi, and he said he's done with you. He's done with all you Rogansphere comics. It's a bad day. You know the one thing I think about too? I mean, I guess it's a good thing they have the mothership, right? Because everyone in comedy is taking a stance against them. And they're even isolating themselves from their fellow professional, their fellow coworkers, right? And even the comedy world doesn't want them. And really all they got is Austin and their fan base. But how much longer will that be there as the things start escalating in this country, as the corruption is exposed, as the need for justice against these people in the Epstein files gets louder and louder until where Trump can no longer lie? What happens then? Anyways, just a sad day to be in the Rogansphere. They've got to know everyone hates him. They got to know the clock on their comedy is ticking. Let me know what you think in the comments. Peace.